Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. I've got to admit, I forgot to say in my last video, today I've been procrastinating quite a lot. It's already past 10:30 here at night in the UK, and I haven't really done much. I didn't do. I'd love to do more writing and YouTubing and stuff like that, but I couldn't make any decisions on what to do. So I was just like watching too much YouTube on Smart Hub TV, and I'm still struggling to improve upon my punctuation. One of the things I was thinking about talking about actually was stuff about my embarrassing punctuation and hoarding and stuff like that. I still haven't got around to do that as much as I planned for a while. I was thinking like that'd be quite apt for a Monday because it's like mixed race Monday. So it's mental health Mondays as well as mixed race Mondays. But also I was debating with someone, a fellow mutt as I call us for a jokingly, but a fellow mixed race person, about whether we should be pacifists. I dream to encourage all my fellow mutts, mixed race people, to be pacifists, conscientious, peace lovers, and that kind of thing, in spite of my sins and our sins and whatnot. But there's another activity I'd rather we do. But anyway, the point of this video, anyway, get to the point, sorry, is I feel like I'm coming down with something again, like a cold or a flu. Could be COVID again or something like that, I don't know. But I only seem to have had it in the last half an hour or so. But anyway, the point of this is, I know I talked about it in my last video about the BDS movement, boycott, divestment, and whatever S stands for, in the Israel and Palestine conflict. And sticking to that theme, I won't say actually, good job, I just remembered. I want to be respectful to the innocent civilians from both Israel and Palestine, as well as conflicts all around the world, really, who are suffering and have suffered and are continuing to suffer and whatnot. But yeah, so a bit of a dilemma for me because I've talked before about how I love for all possible investors to invest into Italian football and, of course, Celtic, preferably both, and how I'd love for Italian teams to be co-owned by all possible investment vehicles or investors generally, including sovereign wealth funds, and anyone who invests, really, even entire cities, towns, villages, and places generally, encouraging them to invest from around the world, and also companies, businesses, and just investment portfolios and whatnot. So I think people say BlackRock, apparently, which is said to be the biggest company in the world, or one of the biggest companies in the world, or something like that, supposedly with assets of $10 trillion. Or and there are conspiracy theories about like the Rothschilds having 500 trillion or something, or even 550 trillion, or I don't know how anyone can work that out. But I have a dilemma because I want to sort of boycott things that involve violence and wars and weapons trade and whatnot. Excuse me, sorry. I think I might be coming down with a cold or a flu or something like that. I hope I don't pass it to anyone else. And most importantly, I guess, especially someone who's older than me, like my mum or something like that, or just generally vulnerable people. I hope I don't pass it to them. But anywho, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, this is a bit of a dilemma because I would love for, as I say, for all possible investment vehicles or investors generally to invest into Italian football, like the ones that begin with the same letters. So, for instance, AC Milan to invest into Apple, to Amazon, Apple to invest into AC Milan rather, Amazon, Alibaba, Amstrad, and other companies, all of the possible companies that begin with A maybe, and that kind of thing. Dare I say the Rothschild investment or Rockefeller investment or both, and even possibly even the Vatican itself and whatnot to invest in Roma, and hopefully turn them into the Galacticos. But what I was thinking is, what if FIFA, UEFA, and football bodies generally, especially FIFA, worked with the UN and other bodies, including charities, NGOs, and whatnot, and encouraged, like, instead of spending money on weapons and wars, I suppose it reminds me of the biblical teaching, like swords into plowshares. But in this case, I'm saying like football or soccer for any Americans out there, calcio, as they call it in Italy. As I often say, footy, I like to call it. Um, what if there was some way so that companies would invest less in wars, the weapons trade, the military industrial complexes around the world, and whatnot? And what if instead they invested into Italian football and Celtic FC? But yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma, like, because I want to boycott any companies that invest in wars and the weapons trade, but I'm conflicted with wanting to make sure it doesn't put them off investing into Italian football and stroke or Celtic, preferably both, as I say. And I'd love to hear any ideas you have, or read any comments on any ideas you have, if I take it literally, or even if you want to make your own response videos, hopefully not too harshly, or your own versions, or any ideas, like, especially from Italian football fans and Celtic fans. Like, what do you think could be a way to encourage that investment? And again, like, work with FIFA and say, I mean, it would be beneficial for FIFA to see more money invested in football, I'm sure, because it'll probably trickle into them, or something like that, trickle down to them, I suppose you could say, or whatnot, because if they run football. But I'd love for Italian football and Celtic, within the rules and without breaking any laws, especially international laws or whatnot, to work with FIFA and UEFA, like Italian football and Celtic, to work with them and charities and NGOs and any football bodies around the world, so they can benefit Italian teams like AC Milan, Inter Milan, Monza, Roma, and clubs like that. I'm thinking mainly of the ones that begin with them because it's on Monday. But yeah, I'd love to know any ideas you think, or you think I'm just being naive as often. I'd love to see how, like, I suppose this is my dyslexic creativity, and as a neurodiverse person, it might even be my mad creativity as well. But as a neurodiverse person, I'd love to say what we can contribute to things like football, especially Italian football and Celtic. Working with FIFA and UEFA and whatnot. But I'd love to know what you think. As I say, you think I'm being naive, as ever, probably, or do you think there is a way, like, as I say, as the title suggests, like, make football, not war? So instead of investing in wars, the weapons trade, military industrial complex or complexes around the world, and all those military bases, instead, it's a bit, as I say, like the biblical teaching, swords into plowshares. Sorry, nearly had a fraudulent slip there. But yeah, sorry, glad I didn't accidentally swear there. But swords into plowshares, or whatever the saying is. But instead, like football, like, so they invest in football. But yeah, as I say, I do want to be respectful for. I feel sorry for anyone who's like suffering, and especially people who have lost children or children who are suffering and things like that. I'd love to know any suggestions you have about how a peaceful resolution could be made to all sorts of wars around the world, including obviously the Israel and Palestine conflict, as well as wars around the world. And I was going to say, normally one point I was going to make earlier, but I wasn't sure whether to make it or not. But I was going to say, I wanted to get the football stuff out of the way, but or cover the football stuff first. But I was thinking, like, when I sneeze, I try to when I sneeze or cough, I try to cover my mouth. I always get mixed up between a sneeze or a cough, but I always try and cover my mouth or whatever. But when I'm in my room, I don't do so, because I like, if anyone goes in my room without my permission, I think they deserve to be ill. But talking about peace and love, though, getting back to a more positive thing. Yeah, I'd love to know what your suggestions are on how to make peace around the world. And I might get in trouble if I say some of my crude humour, but anywho, I wanted to say some jokes about what I said before, but about mixed race people and pure breeds loving mutts and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and stop trying to get myself in trouble. I'm out. Peace and love.